And then, how do you pick like your suppliers? Because I mean, the vetting process has to be like crazy.
Yeah, it is quite crazy.
Yeah.
So it's interesting when you start a business, John, because it's
I know.
interesting to sort of be aware of when the this tables change, right? What's the expression? I can't think of it now, but the tables have turned, is what they say. So at the beginning of starting a business, you're the one going out canvassing, like, this is what I'm starting. I would love to have you on board as a supplier. I need to know a bit more about how you do things, but so far what I've seen is great. And then and then the tables turn at some point and you've got enough, and now we have the suppliers approaching us, which is really exciting. It's one of the most exciting bits of the business for me. I'm always like, yay, this is so cool. What have they got? How are they making it? Where's the passion? What drove them to do this? But actually what we start off with when someone approaches us, so I've got this product, I think you'd like to sell it, I'd like to sell it through Greenspoon. We say, okay, that sounds great. Can you talk us through, first of all, tell us about the quality and the raw ingredients that go into this product. They don't have to give us like
raw ingredients, like how
they make it. So if it's something like kefir, which is that sort of like fermented, it's made kefir. Kefir is like a yogurt. It's like maziwalala actually, but so you've got kefir grains in it. So this kefir, then I say, where does the milk come from? Okay, so we get it from a farm in Narok, and it's goat's milk, and it's farmed like this, and so we drill down. When I say raw ingredients, we want to just understand like what's going into this product, and are there any what I call nasties, so like unnecessary numbers, preservatives, anything that
might not might not be good for just
for our bodies, right? So and my sort of the final thing when I'm assessing, like, should we take this on, is I ask myself really honestly, would I feed this to the kids? This is apart from the wine and spirits, obviously, which is just for mum and dad, and it's a way of staying sane as a parent. But everything else, I'm like, would I feed this to the kids? Do I feel 100% comfortable about it? So before we get to that, we've thought about what goes into this product. We also ask about their commitment to the environment and the planet. We talk about community, like, are they employing local people? Have they got any empowerment projects going on that we should know about? Sustainability. And then lately, like in the last 12 months, we've started to ask a lot more about packaging. Because what we found is, like I was saying earlier on, when you become conscious about what you're eating and where it's coming from, there's a sort of natural progression to becoming conscious of the planet. And with that has come this real conscious effort to try to cut down on how much plastic we consume and the pressure that we're putting on the planet. So if there's anything unnecessary in the packaging, we talk about that as well. So we go through that whole process with a potential new supplier, and then they send us samples, and then we send a certain amount of samples to our tasting table committee, and we ask them for feedback.
Oh, you have like a tasting committee?
Yeah.
That's like a focus
I can
group
tell
actually.
I'm probably going to get a load of applications now.
Ooh, yeah.
It's not a bad job.
But before you proceed, but don't forget what you're talking about, because I think I was having this conversation with a friend, and they were explaining to me, because I barely eat beef, maybe once or twice a month. But since Burger Week is coming, I might just be eating like the whole week. But I do try and avoid eating beef, just for no particular reason either way. But I was told like there's meat gotten from certain locations as compared from like the city, which tastes different, because like you have those animals eating like proper green and just natural stuff, where anywhere that's close to the city, like you have these goats that are eating like plastic bags and all these things, and actually just because you actually, when you're on the roadside, you actually can see that and everything, and it actually even harms the animal, first of all, and secondly, it's also not good for consumption if you're not vegan, that is.
Yeah, I mean, actually, John, I have to ask you on this. Like, seriously, why don't you eat beef? There must be a reason. There's got to have been something that happened.
I just got bored.
You got bored of it?
Yes.
No, like, the
how like the Kenyan culture of
my.
nyama choma all the time
Yes.
and everything. So remember, there's a time like my friends every weekend that was just the thing they were doing,
Yeah.
and then I just got bored with it because like I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, but it depends because nowadays maybe I can go and do because now I'm into like the foodie community and everything. When I get invited somewhere, the beef is prepared in very different ways.
Differently, yeah.
Yeah, so at times that would intrigue me because it's different. It's
Yeah.
different. It's different. Otherwise,
Okay.
I'm not a fan of just eating like beef every day.
For the sake of it.
Yeah.
But you know what? Talking about that,
Yeah.
you know, goats eating plastic and what your animal, it makes such a big difference. Like
Yep.
they say to us as humans, you are what you eat, but you
Yep.
are what you eat, what they eat as well.
Yeah.
You know
The
what I mean? Like
chain-
the
the
chain
chain
goes
reaction.
on.
Yeah.
So I listened to this story once, which was about this guy in America who was driving down the highway and he suddenly came across Skittles. You know, the little sweeties?
Yeah. Yeah.
All over the highway. He was like, what has happened?
Yeah.
Anyway, he went to report it to the police, and then he kind of followed up a few weeks later, and he was like, "What was that all about?" And they said that was a lorry collecting reject Skittles from a Skittle factory and taking it to a cattle farm where the beef would eat it to make the meat sweeter, right?
Come on.
Yeah, well, that's-
what.
I don't want to be rude about the Americans, but when I went there, everything was sweet, even the freaking lettuce. Anyway, let's not go
Really?
down that route. But they were feeding it to the animals, right? And the beef was sweeter, and so you know it does make a difference. And yeah, totally. You know, and that's where it becomes intriguing, because once you understand about the source of your food, and if you know, like we know that our beef is coming from ranches in Laikipia where it's only grass fed and it's moved across the pasture, the rangelands. You know, every few days they move to a new patch.
So is that where you get your beef from?
Yeah,
It
and
comes
it does
from-
not get any. They don't get any
Don't do the nice
antibiotics,
the
no hormones,
modifications
no
for
modification, no Skittles. There's no,
No
Skittles
Skittles,
going
no
into those cows.
yeah. But what's